Hello and welcome back to Money Talks with Adia, where we believe financial wisdom should be accessible to everyone. Today, we're diving into two topics that can transform your family's relationship with money: mastering the basics of budgeting and teaching your children healthy financial habits from an early age. If you've ever reached the end of the month wondering where all your money went, or worried about whether you're giving your children the financial tools they'll need for adulthood, today's episode is for you. I'm going to share practical strategies that real families are using right now to take control of their finances and raise financially savvy kids. Let's get started with our first topic: the basics of budgeting. Imagine having complete confidence about where every dollar of your hard-earned money goes. No more end-of-month surprises. No more money arguments with your partner. No more lying awake at night wondering if you'll have enough to cover an unexpected expense. That's the power of budgeting. And yet, according to recent studies, nearly 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, regardless of income level. The good news? Families who follow a budget report 21% less financial stress and are able to save an average of 18% more of their income. I wasn't always good at budgeting. In fact, my own wake-up call came about 5 years ago when I decided to track every penny I spent for a month. I was shocked to discover I was spending over $300 a month on takeout coffee and random snacks. That's $3,600 a year that I had no idea was slipping through my fingers. That eye-opening moment changed my relationship with money forever. Today, I'm going to introduce you to 3 powerful budgeting methods that have helped thousands of families take control of their finances. Then we'll talk about how to choose the right one for your situation and share practical tips for sticking with it when life gets complicated. Let me tell you about the Garcia family. Maria and Carlos have 3 kids, both work full-time, and despite making good money, they constantly wondered where it all went each month. Sound familiar? The Garcias decided to try zero-based budgeting, an approach where you give every single dollar of your income a specific job. The principle is simple: income minus expenses equals 0. This doesn't mean you spend everything, it means every dollar has a purpose, including saving and investing. Here's how the Garcias implemented zero-based budgeting. First, they calculated their monthly take-home pay, $6,800. Then, they listed all their fixed expenses: mortgage $1,800, car payments $450, utilities $320, insurance $280, phone plans $160. Next, they assigned amounts to variable expenses: groceries $800, gas $300, dining out $400, kids' activities $250, entertainment $200. Finally, they allocated money toward their financial goals: emergency fund $680, 10% of income; retirement $680, 10% of income; kids' college fund $340, 5% of income; home repairs fund $140. Each category got a specific amount, and they tracked every expense using a budgeting app that linked to their bank accounts. At the end of the month, they reviewed their spending, adjusted categories as needed, and started fresh the next month. The result? Within 6 months, the Garcias built their first ever emergency fund and discovered they were overspending in areas they didn't even value. They redirected that money toward a family vacation they'd been dreaming about for years. While zero-based budgeting works well for detail-oriented people, others find it too restrictive. That's where the 50-30-20 rule comes in. Sarah, a single mom with 2 teenagers, found traditional detailed budgeting overwhelming. With limited time and mental energy after long workdays, she needed something simpler. The 50-30-20 rule divides your after-tax income into just 3 categories: 50% for needs like housing, food, utilities, healthcare, and minimum debt payments; 30% for wants such as dining out, entertainment, hobbies, and vacations, and 20% for savings and debt payoff, which includes an emergency fund, retirement, and extra debt payments. With her $4,500 monthly take-home pay, Sarah's budget looked like this: $2,250 for needs, $1,350 for wants, and $900 for savings and debt payoff. What Sarah loved about this method was its flexibility within categories. If her utility bill was higher one month, she could adjust other needs spending to stay within that 50% bucket. The simplicity of this system meant Sarah actually stuck with it. Within a year, she had paid off her credit card debt and started building her emergency fund, all while still enjoying occasional dinners out and movie nights with her kids. Our third method works especially well for families who struggle with impulse spending or who find digital tracking disconnecting from the emotional reality of spending money. The Johnson family tried several budgeting approaches, but still dealt with constant overspending in certain categories. Their solution? The envelope system. Here's how it works. After paying fixed expenses like mortgage and utilities, the Johnsons withdrew cash for their variable spending categories and placed the money in labeled envelopes: $600 for groceries, $300 for dining out, $200 for entertainment, $150 for clothing, and $100 for miscellaneous. The rule was simple but powerful. When an envelope was empty, spending in that category stopped until the next month. No borrowing from other envelopes, no credit cards to fall back on. The physical act of opening an envelope and seeing the cash dwindle created a psychological awareness that digital transactions often don't. When the Johnsons' teenage daughter wanted to go to the movies with friends, she could immediately see there was only $30 left in the entertainment envelope, prompting a family conversation about priorities for the rest of the month. For those who rarely use cash, digital envelope systems are available through apps like Good Budget or EveryDollar, creating virtual envelopes with the same stop-when-it's-gone principle. Within 3 months of using this system, the Johnsons eliminated their habitual overspending and finally had predictable monthly expenses. Now that you understand these 3 powerful budgeting approaches, how do you choose the right one for your family? Let's break it down with a simple decision framework. First, consider your personality and preferences. Do you love details and having complete control? Zero-based budgeting might be your match. Feel overwhelmed by tracking every expense? The 50-30-20 rule offers simplicity with structure. Struggle with impulse spending or have trouble feeling digital transactions? The envelope system creates tangible limits. Next, think about your financial situation. If you're dealing with significant debt or living paycheck to paycheck, the detailed control of zero-based budgeting can help identify every opportunity to save. If you're financially stable but want better organization, the 50-30-20 rule provides balanced guidance without micromanagement. If specific categories consistently bust your budget, the envelope system creates hard stops for problem areas while leaving other spending more flexible. Consider your available time. Zero-based budgeting requires regular tracking and monthly planning sessions. The 50-30-20 rule needs only occasional check-ins to ensure you're staying within the 3 main categories. The envelope system requires weekly cash withdrawals but simplifies day-to-day decisions. Remember, the perfect budget is one you'll actually use. Many families find success by combining methods, perhaps using the envelope system for problematic spending categories while following the 50-30-20 rule for overall allocation. Let me share what worked for 3 different families. The Patel family, with variable freelance income, uses zero-based budgeting to ensure every dollar that comes in is immediately assigned a purpose, helping them navigate feast and famine income cycles. The Rodriguez family uses the 50-30-20 rule for their overall framework, but implemented cash envelopes specifically for groceries and dining out, the 2 categories where they consistently overspent. The Wilson family, new to budgeting, started with the simple 50-30-20 rule to get comfortable with the concept, planning to move to more detailed zero-based budgeting once they built the habit of financial awareness. The right method for you is one that feels sustainable and addresses your specific financial challenges. And remember, you can always adjust your approach as your family's needs change. Creating a budget is one thing, sticking to it is another challenge entirely. Let's talk about practical strategies to help your budget survive contact with real life. First, set realistic targets. One of the biggest reasons budgets fail is because they're too restrictive. Michelle and Jake created their first budget with $0 allocated for dining out, despite the fact they typically ordered takeout twice a week. Unsurprisingly, they abandoned their plan within 2 weeks. A better approach? Start where you are. Track your current spending first, then look for reasonable reductions. Michelle and Jake's revised budget included a dining out category, just with a defined limit that gradually decreased over time. Second, build in flexibility with a buffer category. Life is unpredictable. Your budget should acknowledge this reality. Mark and Leah added a $200 monthly Life Happens category to their budget. When their daughter needed unexpected art supplies for a school project, the money was already allocated. No guilt, no budget busting. Third, use technology wisely. Budgeting apps like YNAB, Mint, or EveryDollar can automatically track spending and send alerts when you're approaching category limits. David, a busy professional, set up his banking app to send notifications whenever a purchase exceeded $100. Creating a moment of awareness before large impulse buys. Fourth, schedule regular budget check-ins. Successful budgeters don't set and forget. They review and adjust. Aisha and Omar have a standing money date every Sunday evening where they review the past week's spending and plan for the week ahead. This regular check-in prevents small overages from becoming major budget disasters. Fifth, involve the whole family. When children understand the household budget, they become allies rather than sources of financial stress. The Thompson family holds monthly budget meetings where even their elementary-aged children participate. Their 9-year-old recently suggested skipping one restaurant meal to afford a family movie night instead. Financial prioritization in action. Finally, practice self-compassion when you make mistakes. Budgeting is a skill that improves with time, not an all-or-nothing proposition. When Lisa went over budget 3 months in a row, she was tempted to quit entirely. Instead, she identified the specific category causing problems, adjusted her approach, and continued her journey to financial control. Remember, the goal of budgeting isn't perfection. It's progress toward your financial goals and peace of mind about your money decisions. We've covered a lot of ground in this first section, from zero-based budgeting to the envelope system choosing the right method for your family, and practical tips for making your budget stick. The most important takeaway isn't which system you choose, but that you start taking intentional control of your money. When you decide where your money goes instead of wondering where it went, you transform your financial future. I'd love to hear which budgeting method resonates most with you. Drop a comment below sharing your experiences or questions about implementing these approaches in your own family. Now let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll tackle an equally important topic: how to raise financially savvy kids in a world that's constantly encouraging them to spend. If you're enjoying this episode, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to Money Talks with Adia for more practical financial wisdom for families. Now let's move on to our second topic. The most valuable financial legacy we can give our children isn't money. It's the knowledge of how to manage it. Research from the University of Cambridge found that money habits and attitudes are formed by age 7, yet only 23% of kids regularly talk about money with their parents. Think about your own financial journey for a moment. Were you taught how money works when you were young? Or did you have to figure it out through trial and error, perhaps with some painful lessons along the way? My own parents rarely discussed finances openly. Money was a mysterious adult topic, and the only lesson I consistently heard was we can't afford that without any context or explanation. When I received my first credit card in college, I had no framework for using it responsibly. The result? I maxed it out within a semester and spent years recovering from that mistake. Today, I'm going to share age-appropriate strategies for teaching children about money, from toddlers to teenagers. We'll explore fun activities that make financial education engaging and discuss how to create an environment where money conversations are normal, constructive, and empowering for the whole family. At this age, children are concrete thinkers who are just beginning to understand that money has value. The key concepts to introduce are: money is exchanged for things we want. We have to make choices about what to buy. Saving means waiting to get something better. 4-year-old Zoe was at the store with her mom when she asked for a toy. Instead of simply saying yes or no, her mom saw an opportunity for a teaching moment. "You have 2 choices," she explained, showing Zoe a small toy and a medium-sized toy. "You can have this smaller toy today, or we can put this money in your clear piggy bank at home and add more next week to get this bigger toy. What would you like to do?" This simple interaction introduced the concept of delayed gratification and the idea that saving can lead to bigger rewards. For toddlers, hands-on activities work best. Use a clear jar for saving so they can literally see money growing. Play store at home, practicing exchanging coins for items. Sort and count coins, introducing the names and relative values. Read picture books about earning, saving, and spending money. The goal at this age isn't financial literacy. It's laying groundwork by introducing basic concepts through play and everyday interactions. Between ages 6 and 10, children can understand more complex financial concepts and begin to make independent money decisions. This is the perfect time to introduce the difference between needs and wants, basic budgeting with categories, the connection between work and money, the concept of saving toward goals. 8-year-old Marco wanted a new bike that cost $120. Instead of purchasing it for him, his parents helped him develop a savings plan. They offered a $5 weekly allowance tied to household responsibilities and a chart to track his progress toward the bike. Each week, Marco divided his allowance into 3 jars. Save $3 toward the bike. Spend $1 for small immediate wants. Give $1 for church offering or charity. Marco's parents allowed him to earn extra money through additional chores and matched his savings at certain milestones. This system taught him budgeting, delayed gratification, and the satisfaction of earning a significant purchase. Effective tools for this age group include a 3-jar money system, save, spend, give, a visual savings thermometer for tracking progress toward goals, a simple allowance system tied to age-appropriate responsibilities, regular trips to the bank to deposit savings, involving kids in routine shopping with a specific budget. You have $10 to choose fruit for our lunches this week. By age 10, children who have these experiences understand that money is a limited resource requiring thoughtful decisions, a foundation that will serve them throughout life. The tween years are crucial for financial education as children develop increasing independence and peer influence grows stronger. This is the time to introduce the basics of banking, compound interest, comparison shopping and research before purchases, entrepreneurial concepts, the difference between cash and credit. 12-year-old Amara wanted to earn her own money. With her parents' guidance, she started a neighborhood pet sitting business. They helped her calculate startup costs for supplies, set competitive rates by researching local services, create flyers and a simple business plan, track income and expenses in a ledger, open a youth checking account for her earnings. This experience taught Amara not just about earning money, but about the entire business cycle: investment, marketing, customer service, and profit. For tweens, effective teaching tools include youth checking and savings accounts they help manage, introduction to investing concepts with stock simulators, budgeting for their own clothing or entertainment with a set amount, research projects before major purchases, encouraging entrepreneurial ventures with appropriate support. A powerful activity for this age group is the compound interest demonstration. Show them how $100 invested monthly from age 12 to 22, just 10 years, can potentially grow to more than $1 million by retirement age, while waiting until 30 to start investing requires much larger contributions to reach the same goal. The teenage years are the final preparation for financial independence. By 18, your child should understand how credit works and impacts future opportunities, basic investing principles, how to create and follow a personal budget, the true cost of loans, particularly student loans, how taxes affect income. When Jake turned 16 and got his first part-time job, his parents helped him create a realistic budget with his $800 monthly income, 10% to long-term savings, $80, 15% to college fund, $120, 25% to car expenses, $200, 50% discretionary spending, $400. They also helped him open a secured credit card with a $500 limit when he turned 17, with the agreement that he would pay the balance in full each month. This allowed Jake to build credit history under supervision before heading to college. For teens, effective financial education includes having them apply for financial aid and scholarships with parental guidance, including them in family discussions about major purchases, teaching them to read pay stubs and understand tax withholding, allowing them to make financial mistakes while the stakes are relatively low, explaining different career paths and their typical income potentials, introducing investment options through small, real investments. One particularly effective exercise is having teens research the true cost of independence. Have them create a budget for an entry-level salary in their chosen field, including realistic housing costs, student loan payments, transportation, food, and other expenses. This eye-opening activity often motivates more thoughtful college and career planning. Financial education doesn't have to feel like a lecture. Here are engaging activities that teach money principles while creating positive family experiences. For younger children, board games offer powerful learning opportunities. Games like Monopoly Junior, Moneybags, and Payday teach different aspects of earning, saving, and spending decisions. The Franklin family has a weekly game night where they rotate between money-themed games, sparking natural discussions about financial strategies. Digital resources can make learning interactive. Apps like Bankaroo, FamZoo, and Rooster Money allow kids to track virtual money, set savings goals, and learn through gamified experiences. 12-year-old Eli uses Rooster Money to manage his allowance and has enjoyed watching his savings grow toward his goal of a new gaming system. Real-world entrepreneurship provides hands-on learning. The Blackwell children run a seasonal lemonade stand, but with a twist. Their parents act as investors who provide startup capital, charge interest, and receive a portion of profits. Over 3 summers, the children have learned about inventory management, marketing, loan repayment, and shareholder returns, all through a fun family business. Grocery challenge games teach comparison shopping and budgeting. The Rivera family gives each child $10 and a list of lunch items to purchase, with any money saved going into their spending jar. This transforms routine shopping into an engaging competition while teaching price comparison and budgeting skills. For teens, stock market simulations create investment interest. 16-year-old Maya participated in a virtual stock market game through her school. The experience sparked such interest that her parents helped her invest $300 of her own money into a real index fund, where she now eagerly tracks its performance. The give component of money management can be especially rewarding. The Chen family researches charities together each holiday season. Each child receives $50 to donate and must present their chosen organization to the family, explaining why they believe it's a worthy cause. This activity combines research skills, presentation practice, and the emotional reward of giving. Even car trips can become financial learning opportunities. The license plate game with a twist. When you spot an out-of-state plate, everyone guesses the cost of living in that state compared to your own. The closest guess gets a point, and discussions about why costs vary between locations naturally follow. Remember, the most effective financial education happens through experiences, not lectures. By making money concepts part of everyday activities and conversations, you normalize financial literacy in a way that formal lessons never could. Beyond specific activities and age-appropriate lessons, creating an environment where money is discussed openly and positively shapes your children's financial future. Let's talk about how to establish this foundation. First, examine your own money mindset. Children absorb our attitudes even more readily than our instructions. If you associate money discussions with stress, secrecy, or shame, your children will likely develop similar associations. Samantha realized she frequently said, "We can't afford that," to her children's requests, even when the real issue wasn't affordability but priority. This language unintentionally communicated scarcity and limitation. She switched to saying, "That's not how we're choosing to spend our money right now," or "Let's add that to your wish list and talk about whether it's a priority." This subtle shift changed money conversations from shutdowns to discussions about choices and values. Second, hold regular family money meetings. The Torres family meets monthly for ice cream and financial updates. Their meeting format includes celebrating financial wins like saving milestones and smart purchasing decisions, reviewing progress toward family goals such as vacation funds and home projects, discussing upcoming expenses and priorities, addressing any money challenges, and ensuring each family member, including children, has a voice in appropriate decisions. For younger children, these meetings might involve simple updates on their savings goals. For teens, they can include more substantial involvement in family financial discussions. Third, be appropriately transparent about family finances. While children don't need to know your exact salary or every financial stress, age-appropriate transparency teaches reality. When the Peterson family needed to cut expenses during a parental job transition, they involved their 10 and 14-year-old children in brainstorming temporary reductions. The family decided together to pause their streaming services, reduce restaurant meals, and postpone their planned vacation. This collaborative approach turned a potentially stressful situation into a family problem-solving exercise, building financial resilience and teamwork. Fourth, use natural opportunities for money discussions. When you're comparing prices at the store, paying bills, planning a vacation, or even watching commercials together, you can turn everyday moments into brief, natural financial lessons. Fifth, respect different money personalities within your family. Some children are natural savers, while others are more inclined to spend. Rather than forcing all children into the same approach, help each child develop strategies that work with their natural tendencies while building necessary skills. Finally, celebrate financial milestones. When a child reaches a savings goal, makes their first investment, or demonstrates thoughtful spending, acknowledge the achievement. The Webb family has a tradition of going out for ice cream whenever a family member reaches a significant financial goal, associating financial success with positive family experiences. Remember, your goal isn't to raise financial experts, but to raise children who approach money with confidence, knowledge, and healthy attitudes, setting them up for lifelong financial well-being. We've covered a wealth of strategies for raising financially literate children, from age-appropriate lessons for each developmental stage to fun activities, and creating a home environment where money talk is normal and positive. The most powerful financial education doesn't come from one conversation or activity, but from consistent messages and experiences over time. When children see money management as a normal part of family life rather than a mysterious adult concern, they develop confidence in their own financial capabilities. Remember that it's never too early to start, and it's never too late either. Whether you have toddlers just learning to count or teenagers preparing for independence, you can begin implementing these strategies today. I'd love to hear your experiences teaching kids about money. What approaches have worked in your family? Share your success stories or challenges in the comments below. We've covered 2 essential topics today: creating and maintaining a family budget that actually works, and raising children with healthy financial knowledge and attitudes. While these subjects might seem separate, they're deeply connected. The budgeting system you implement affects what your children learn about money management, and teaching your children well can actually improve your own financial discipline. If you're feeling inspired but also a bit overwhelmed, remember that financial improvement is a journey, not an overnight transformation. Here are 3 simple actions to take this week. 1. Choose one budgeting method we discussed and commit to trying it for 30 days. 2. Schedule one age-appropriate money activity with your children. And 3. Begin a habit of greater transparency about basic family financial decisions. Small, consistent steps create lasting change in your family's financial future. Thank you for joining me for today's episode of Money Talks with Adia. If you found value in this discussion, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with another family who might benefit. In the comments, let me know which topic you'd like me to cover in future episodes. Until next time, remember that financial freedom isn't about being rich. It's about having options and peace of mind about your money decisions. Thank you for watching Money Talks with Adia. New episodes every week. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss valuable financial wisdom for your family.